Well, hey folks, it's been a little while since I've last posted. Just wanted to update on how things are looking and what's coming up. The big thing that's been going on is the Bank of Canada has been raising rates to combat inflation. So let's take a look at some of the history here. March 2nd, they raised it by 0.25%. April 13th of this year, they raised it by 0.5%. June 1st was another 0.5%. And now on July 13th, just in a couple of weeks from now, they're going to raise it. Is it going to be 0.5? Is it going to be 0.75? Some are even speculating 1%. I mean, this is quite a bit of an increase since the beginning of the year. When is the insanity going to stop? So with all these interest rate hikes and mortgage rates rising, this is definitely affecting the real estate market. Just in my neighborhood alone, where just a few short months ago, some of these houses were getting multiple offers selling for above asking, fetching very high, all-time high prices, are now literally a couple $100,000 discounted, and they're still not selling. So that's some pretty interesting change in dynamics just over a few months. What do mortgage rates look like now? Well, let's take a look. For a 5-year variable close rate right now at TD, you're looking at 3.3%. At RBC, 3.35%. So those are the two biggest Canadian banks. For the 5-year fixed rates, those have gone up quite a bit as well. Here I'm showing CIBC at 5.02%, Desjardins at 5.04%. So again, quite a big difference, as I'll illustrate shortly on what that means for your mortgage payments, principal and interest, whether you decide to go for a variable versus fixed. So let's take a look at what it means for the 3.3%, for example, 5-year variable on TD. So if you're looking at a condo, 1-bedroom condo, let's say in Toronto, $600,000 with a 25-year amortization, at that 3.3%, if you put 20% down, your mortgage payment is going to be $2,352. Now, let's compare that to paying 5.02% on a 5-year fixed. Same $600,000 condo, you're looking at $2,807 for that payment. Now let's take a look at this 1-bedroom condo in Toronto that I searched up on House Sigma for $600,000. And let's also assume that we're using that variable rate. So you're looking at $2,352, as we mentioned earlier, for the mortgage payment. But on top of that, you've got your property taxes of about $158 per month and your maintenance / condo fees of approximately $326 in this example. The market rent for this unit in that area, this is around Bathurst and Lakeshore area, is $2,100. So when you start doing the math and subtract the rental income that you're going to get minus all the expenses, you're now at negative $736. As I mentioned in my book, How to Get Rich Investing in Toronto Condos, and in some of my other videos, I've maintained that you want to have at least a cash flow neutral situation. And of course, best case scenario is to have cash flow positive. I've even argued the point that if you're even negative 100, negative 150, because of all the other advantages of the capital appreciation and mortgage pay down, how your principal is slowly getting paid down by your renter, basically, that it's not necessarily the end of the world if you can afford that little bit negative cash flow. But now with this negative 736 and with rates continuing to go up, may not be the best time to pull the trigger. as this is quite a significant negative cash flow. If, of course, there's a big crash and you can get, for example, the $600,000 unit, let's say, for $470,000, let's say, then and mortgage rates basically stabilize, then it might be worth taking a look at. But again, you got to do the numbers and see where things are at. But at this point, to have to fork over $700 per month and in this negative cash flow, in my opinion, I wouldn't pull the trigger on something like this for this specific example. Hope you've gained some valuable insight in this, and thanks again for tuning in. Take care.